that are on. And so if you have a question at all, like this is going to be really low key. I mean, I've got like a list of things that I'm for sure going to cover and like touch base on that have been really awesome for me and my team. But anytime you guys have questions, like if I can answer those questions, I know usually questions that are answered will mean more to you than me just rambling on about whatever I want to talk about. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay, so specifically talking about month end, I really wanted to just mention that March has always been my very favorite month of the year. It's the month I joined. So 5 years ago, this month I joined. And it's also the month I went diamond a year later. I went diamond on the 27th of the month. How cool is that, right? And then a year later, it's the same month that I went presidential diamond and my husband went triple diamond. And then a year later, it was the month I went ambassador and my husband went presidential. And then a year later, it was the month that I went diamond 2.0. So it's been amazing. And I've loved March for that reason. And so I want you to know, first and foremost, I think one of the biggest things that really has helped me push for big promotions in March specifically, and excuse me, and also any time of the year, has really making sure you know on a day-to-day basis exactly what you need for that next promotion. So as an example, the very first thing that you need to make sure is that you've got your chart in front of you. And if you don't know how to map out your volume, do you teach them how to map out the volume for what it's going to be on the 25th? Cool. Okay. So once you have that volume mapped out and you know, okay, that once all these auto shipments run, this is where my volume's going to be at. You've got to have that running total of like, okay, I'm 1,000 BV away from hitting ruby or emerald or whatever your goal is. And so I don't have my chart in front of me. It's in the other room. I'm working with one of my personally enrolled girls, getting her to emerald this month, and she's super close already. But last time I checked, I think she was about $2,000 away. So we're working on that. We update it every single day. And then some of the like little basic tips, you know, as you're looking at your chart is, and this is something that I love. So looking specifically at the emerald chart, because leaders that have bigger charts than that, you can apply it to yours. But for those pushing for emerald, you want to make sure that you're in contact with these rubies. Obviously, those 2 400 qualified legs that are directly underneath you are your responsibility. But you're going to go to those rubies and you're going to say, okay, girl, like we're getting you to ruby, or you're going to be paid as a ruby this month, and I'm so excited. So what I need you to do, Ruby, is obviously make sure they're commission qualified, but I'm going to have you, Ruby, work on your 2 qualified legs. And if you can help those 2 people get to the 400 club, or 400 or however you guys say it, then I'm going to help your executive go executive. So you do those 2 400 legs and I'll work with your executive. And then from there, all you do then, you get the Ruby to agree and you're good there. You go to the executive and you say, okay, executive, like I'm so excited. We're getting you to executive this month. That's an extra $200 a month. This is going to be amazing for you. First, let's make sure you're commission qualified. Second, if you can help this person get to 400, then I'm going to help this person over here get to 400. And then instead of having to look at all of those 14 boxes on your emerald chart and fill in the volume if you have customers to place, you're then placing and helping one of the girls underneath that executive get to 400. The executive's going to help the other person. Your Ruby's going to help their 2 qualified legs, and then you just have to worry about your other 2 qualified legs as well. So breaking it down that simple really pushes and emphasizes that layered leadership, because everybody is going to feel like they are a part of something big. And don't be afraid to say, like, I'm so excited, because when you go executive this month, you're also going to be helping this girl go Ruby and me go Emerald. And we are doing this together as a team. I think that was something that was so huge, especially the month that I went Ambassador, is every single person knew that they mattered and that we would not have gone Ambassador as a team without everybody working together. I think it's huge. So don't be afraid to love on them and say that, because I do. I think it's something that's really big. Okay. So that's kind of like how I will reach out to people and talk to them and kind of game plan, like, okay, this is where the volume needs to come from and go. And then the cool thing is that once you know, like, okay, these are my key players, these are who I'm going to be working closely with to help them get to 400. What I like to do with those people is maybe, you know, stick them all in a group chat together if they agree to that, and say, all right, I'm going to give you a few, like 3 tasks every single day to do. And these tasks can be things that you've been doing that have been working really well. So I'm doing it a little differently because I've got a big scale team now and I'm helping my newbies go Emerald. But what I do is I have everybody in a group together. You do a group chat because you don't need it long term. And I'm giving them tasks every single day, things that I've been doing that have been working. And I'm going to talk several things that have been working for me. But then the cool thing is that you can also have a group chat with everybody else, like your rubies and your executives that are also pushing, so that you can give them those tasks and say, I want you to give these to your girls that you're helping get to 400. And then if that gives them that layered leadership and makes them feel really valued and important, know what to do. And I think it's huge. So now let's kind of talk about, like, hey, you've got this structure, you know how much volume you need. One thing that I love breaking down, and this is pretty much like I've always done this, is however far away in volume you are, you need to figure out, like, divide it out between how many days left of the month we have. So today is, I should know this because I've already asked Taylor like 3 times. I think it's the 19th, right? Yeah, okay. So today's the 19th, so we've got 20 plus 11, like 12 days or something. Yeah, 12 days left of the month. So let's say, you know, that you're $1,200 in volume away. We're going to do easy math here. You're $1,200 away from hitting your next promotion, and you've got 12 days left of the month. That would equate to you needing to help you and your team together, working together, bringing in at least $100 in volume per day. So no matter what that volume is, once you know what it is, then you can just set that goal. And like one thing that I've been doing on my team just for fun, just to like push people every single day, is I've just been picking random numbers, but you can pick a specific number for how much volume you need and say, okay, if we together as a team can hit this volume goal today, I'm going to do a drawing for this It Works hat or product or anything that you have. Like I've got, like, you can kind of see I've got all these little knick-knack things that I give away every once in a while, like the license plate holders and things. I had them on my car, but my husband said they were too girly, so I had to take them off. But no, I'm giving them away for contests, so it works. But so that's something I've been doing every single day, and it's been really fun because we all work together as a team. Like, it's not one person that signs up all that volume, but and then I just pick from the people that sign up those customers that day. I'll pick somebody randomly that wins whatever it is. So that's something I've been doing that I think is really fun, and it can obviously be very inexpensive. You could even just go get like nice green water bottles from the dollar store. I don't know if they're nice from the dollar store, but you know what I mean? Like, you can get cute things and be creative with it. A future tip, if you ever go to conference or you're buying gear or whatever, just buy a little extra that you can then use for giveaways with your team, because it's such a big like push. Or even like my customers, I'll give away products with them. So I'll talk about that later. So very first thing, and I know I can't remember the exact statistics, but it's something like this: 90% of all customers, when asked, would give you a referral. However, only 11% of people ask for referrals. So go back from every single customer that you have signed up in the past 6 months and just ask them, you know, see how they're doing, and just ask them, like, hey, I'm pushing for a really big promotion, or however long you've been in the business. Like, just go ask your customers, I'm pushing for a pretty big promotion in my business, and I just wanted to quickly ask you, do you know anyone else that would be interested in this product that you ordered, or would be interested in losing weight or longer hair, getting in shape? Just give them like 2 to 3 things on a list, very generic, because if it's like weight loss, longer hair, getting in better shape, then you can suggest so much, right? And just ask them for those referrals. And a lot of the time, sorry, this pregnancy indigestion thing is real, but I literally, like, I have signed up moms and sisters as customers because I just asked them if they have referrals, and that's something that's huge. Okay, so asking your customers for referrals is something that's big, and it's something that people don't think about doing, but it helps a ton. Okay, the second thing is that I've been doing that I love is Facebook hosting posts. Do you guys do that at all? Okay. So my go-to is literally, like, I've just been messaging people that I've been friends with for the longest and just saying, like, hey, I don't even, like, break it up into, like, hey, quick question. I just put it all in one big thing because I don't have time for that. So I'll literally just send them a message and just be like, hey, Miranda, I have a super quick question for you. I have no clue if you'd be interested, but would you want a free product? All you would have to do is throw up a post on your wall. And based on who I signed up from it, I would send you a free product. Would you be interested? And majority of people usually don't respond, but usually, you know, if I message about 40 people, I'll get 2 or 3 people that'll say yes. And from that, I know I'm going to get like at least 10 new potential customers. And then it's just a matter of reaching out and following up with them. So that's something that's been big for me. I think I've signed up 2 customers from that this month, but I haven't been very consistent with it. I think I've only messaged maybe 100 people on Facebook to ask them, and only like 4 people have hosted posts. So that just kind of shows that statistic. But I have seen people that literally, you know, make it a point to do this every single day. And there's been girls that have brought in over $1,000 in volume in less than a week from being very consistent with making sure to message people, to reach out. I'll have to share with you, just to remind me, or like make a note for me to share with you, like a script that one of the girls got from that. And then, sorry, my nose is like bothering me. Okay. The next thing that I've been doing that's been really big is Instagram stories. So this month so far, I have signed up, I think 14 customers. I think I didn't write down my last one because she signed up like an hour ago. So 14 customers so far, that's a lot of volume, right? And probably at least 12 of them have been from Instagram. Well, I think actually now it might be 11 because I think the last one was from Instagram, or from Facebook. So most of them have been coming from Instagram. And so one of the biggest things is I've been doing Instagram stories. And so I wonder, I'm going to try it. We're going to see if I can get this to work. If I can get my thing to screen share, I'll be able to show you how I make them. But then again, the last couple times I've tried this, it has not worked. So we'll wing it and see if it works or not. I don't know if I'm on the same Wi-Fi as my computer, so it may not work. Ugh, I can't even tell where my Wi-Fi is. Hold on. Let me double check the Wi-Fi on my phone and see if it's the same or not. No. We have like 4 Wi-Fi networks. It throws me off every time. I'm sorry. I don't know why we have 4, but we do. Okay. Now let me try. Yeah, it's not going to work. Anyways, let me stop that. So pretty much what I do is I use a few different apps to kind of set me up. So first and foremost, what I'll do is I'll take Pinterest and I'll just search like iPhone backgrounds on Pinterest. And you can usually find like really cute, simple, plain backgrounds. Oh, cool. I signed up a distributor. And so like just as an example, one of them that I did I think I did it today, actually. Yes, I did today. One of the ones that I did today, I found like a super plain background. Let me turn my brightness down so you can see it. It was literally like a white background with like leaves at the bottom. and then I put like an email screenshot on there. And the app that I use to put my screenshot on top of the picture is PixArt. So it's this like P with the rainbowy girly colors. So I use PixArt to do that, add that photo on top, and then save it. And then the rest of my Instagram story that I had, I just used word swag, and I just put text on top of it and then more text on top of it. And then on Instagram, I added like a little bit more text and then added a poll at the bottom. So super simple that way. And it just gets interaction. I usually will try to do at least one like product or business story per day. And obviously it's like a stack of pictures because I like to like gradually lead people into it. So another example of one of them that I'll do, and this is going to be something that's huge for you. I get so many people interested when I do this one. So I took like a plain background. Once again, it's like some style cute marble thing I got off of Pinterest. And then I went to Word Swag. And the cool thing with Word Swag is you can crop the photo to Instagram stories. And so I cropped the photo, and then I wrote like text at the top that said, I should probably look at it so I can tell you word for word because it was really good. But it said, who wants to lose 15 pounds in the next month? Super simple. And then the next, I saved that photo from Word Swag, and then I went to PixArt and added a photo on top of my before and after picture. There's a corporate approved version, but I wanted this to like be pretty since it's mine, right? So I had like my before and after picture on there, and I put that on there, and I said, you know, this is me. And then since people know I'm pregnant, I have to put the disclaimers before I got pregnant. This is what I did. Because I get people that are like, wait, you wrapped your stomach while you were pregnant? No. But so I put before I got pregnant, I lost 15 pounds in 1 month. And then the next photo, and I'm doing these like text things with Word Swag so that when I save the text, save the photo with one layer of text, add another layer of text, and then save it so that when you add it onto your Instagram story, it's like in a chronological order. I'm like getting into big details because I know people that don't know how to do stories. This is huge. And then the next one, I said, I'm opening up 3 spots today for the same products that I use. And then like in big letters on Instagram, I just put, you can kind of see what it looks like just really big on the photo. I just said, if you want one of these spots to get the product at my discount, scroll up and comment lose. And I usually, every time I post that, we'll get 2 or 3 people that'll comment. And you can do this with any type of before and after picture. So like there's some really awesome ones with the keto coffee, or you could do the hair, skin, nails, anything like that. And then obviously mixing it up between scrolling up and commenting something versus an Instagram poll where then you would go and reach out to those people that responded to the poll. But yeah, I've been doing at least one thing every single day on my Instagram poll for that. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 depending on like how hard I'm pushing. So, and another one that's really big I've noticed too is that people love to see like real and raw on Instagram stories. So if you want better interaction, don't just put like the cute wordsy like posts like that. You want to have the random things in the middle of like you doing whatever, taking selfies. And so I always try to mix in, I'll do like an It Works type post about the products, and then I'll put my life into it. And then a little bit later, I'll do some other It Works type post so that people still get you, because if it's just salesy, then they'll probably unfollow. Okay, so that's kind of what I've been doing with the Instagram stories, but it's been so big. The other part of Instagram with signing up customers is messaging your followers. I don't message anyone. I only message my followers. And so my mindset, and I know like people are so, they drive me nuts about how much they care about who you're messaging. So I'm just going to say, if somebody is following you, they are following you for a reason. you know, they've seen what you've been posting at one point or another, and they're okay with it. So they're not going to be butthurt and offended if you message them. And if they are, guess what? I usually just unfollow them and block them, and guess what? I never have to deal with them ever again. So this is a tip that I got from one of my girls. Her name's Kat. She went Emerald in January, and isn't that cool? She went Emerald before the bonus, and she still got it. But she went Emerald in January, and one thing that I learned from her, because she was pushing so hard for those customers at the end, is that if you message 100 people that are following you every single day, by the end of like 3 or 4 days, from the people that respond to you, you're going to have so many potentials that you're going to be able to sign up like 2 or 3 customers in a day. And she knows, like, so that's been her thing, especially as she's been pushing for Diamond this month, that it's messaging 100 new people and then going and following up with 100 people that she's already messaged. She knows she's going to get those customers. So, and I can send you the message that I use. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's something like, hey, gorgeous, I think you'd be so awesome at the, like, product tester. I can't remember how it goes, but I literally just ask them if they'd be interested. I don't even remember how it goes because I literally copy and pasted every single time. Isn't that crazy? But it works. I've literally signed up like 11 customers from Instagram, and most of them are from messaging them. And so it's something that's been really big for me. And like, I'll literally just send you my whole, like, how I respond and everything, because then I don't have to explain it. But once somebody says like, yeah, I'd be interested, or what products or whatever, I list like my best selling products. So for me, I think it's got on there hair, skin, nails, weight loss package, wrap, greens, and keto coffee, something like that. And then, you know, if they say what product they'd be interested in, I give them a little spiel, like, this is what the product does. Doesn't that sound awesome? And then I reiterate after, like, they're like, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds great. I just reiterate, okay, so as a product model, you're agreeing to buy one product for 3 months at my discount. I can't remember what else it says, but it's worded really well. And then from there, then that's when I'll talk pricing with them. And I think one thing that's been really big on upselling people is don't just ask them which product are you interested in, say which products stand out to you, or which products would you be interested in, and then they usually order more. And then the cool thing is if they say weight loss, I always just say, how much weight do you want to lose? And then depending on how much weight they tell me, I will suggest one of the results packs. Or I like the results packs just because that's where I've gotten my results, like that before and after picture I showed you guys. That's what I use as a metabolic burn. But if you guys like have awesome Fit 30 results, share those, you know. So I like the results packs better because I don't drink coffee. That's why. But so that's kind of what I've been doing with Instagram. The next tip I wanted to give is for sure following up, but I wanted to put a different spin on it. So sometimes, you know, we talk to somebody that was interested in the business, and but they're like not signing up, and we're like, come on, like, I've been following up with you for like 6 months and you still don't have $99. But one thing that has been huge is going back to those people and saying, hey, so I'm super sorry I didn't suggest this in the first place, but what if we got you set up as a customer so that you could try the products first, and then we can go from there once you have a testimony of the product. That's something that's been really big, because I literally, when I'm talking to people on the phone or telling them about the business, I am huge on saying I never would have joined unless I tried the wraps first. Like, I never would have. So why don't we go ahead and get you set up for some wraps, or set up for whatever. And when you find a product that you love, you know you're going to be awesome at this business to be able to sell it. If you need distributors, though, that's when you're really going to want to say, okay, we've got to get you signed up by the end of the month, because right now you're getting $250 worth of free products in that starter kit for $99. And you're also going to earn a $100 shopping spree. And especially if that's like one of the last distributors you need for that promotion, you know that you and the people that you're working with are going to help them get those customers, so they will get that shopping spree as well. So good points there. But the big thing with follow-up is you've just got to do it, you know. You'll never, I wish I had that statistics in front of me too, but it's so crazy because the statistics of how many sales are made after people actually follow up is huge. It's like 80% of all sales are made after 5 to 7 times of following up with people, but 80 or 90% of all people never follow up ever. And so that's something that I've noticed has been huge, is that if you make it a point to follow up with people, even if they don't respond, eventually they will sign up. And I've had so many stories of people that I've been messaging since 2015 that have signed up this year. So follow-up is huge. The next tip goes with posting. So I've noticed for me on Facebook, I've got to do a mixture. So like one day I'll do like a really good product post with a picture. And then the next day, if I do a product post, I'm not going to do it with a picture, just so that like, I don't pay attention to algorithm. I still sign people up without paying attention to that. And I think it just draws too much attention away from what we need to be focusing on. But I know that if you kind of mix it up, different people are going to see your posts. And so, and you guys can obviously go through my page and just kind of see, I did a mermaid picture of me, I think yesterday or the day before. Was yesterday Sunday? Yeah, yesterday. Did a mermaid picture of me yesterday and signed up a customer from that. And then like the day before, or maybe 2 days before, I did one about the cleanse that didn't have a picture, signed up a customer from that. So post every single day about the products in the business on Facebook, but then mix it up with your life. So shout out to the moms, because they have so much more to post about than I had. Well, now that I'm pregnant, I post about that all the time. But just find random things that you can post about to just kind of throw in, maybe get some interaction. So like today, my big thing is, hey, what should I add to my baby registry? And I have like over 100 comments on my thread. But it's literally, you know, mixing it up. And I think the biggest thing with posting for me is I try to post at least 2 to 3 times a day, specifically about the business outside of my Instagram story. Well, I should say not specifically about the business, but about It Works, products or business. And then another big thing is communication. So I wanted to kind of share one of my favorite quotes that you always hear in this business. And it's, well, obviously teamwork makes the dream work, but if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. And, you know, I remember having such a hard time with this. I don't know why, when I first got started, thinking like, man, like this one girl, she's like the last person I have on my chart and she just does not want to work. Or like, I mean, as an example, I signed up a distributor last month. She was so excited. She told me that God brought her into this business, super excited. And then like 5 minutes later, she's like, just kidding. Like, I can't do this. There's no way. Yeah, it happens, right? Yeah. And so, but I knew, you know, if I could still just help her make a little bit extra money, that maybe that can inspire her to get back into it. And so I've been doing my part with, I want my fast start bonus more than anything, but I'm helping her get what she wants, right? So that I can get what I want. And then once I've gotten that fast start bonus for her, I'm going to message her and just be like, hey, like, I'm so excited for you. I wanted to let you know that you have over $150 in sales on your team. Like, let's get you set up on the commission so that you can at least earn that commission, and make it about them. And I think that's something that was really big. And any single month that I've ever hit a promotion, I was in constant communication with every person on that chart. So especially those leaders, like, you've got to be in contact with them every single day. And those people in those 400 likes, especially the ones that you're working closer with, every single day you're talking with them. That was something that was so big for me. And I remember the month that I went presidential, I took the time every single day to text every single one of those people and say, hey, I wanted to give you this post idea or this message idea. I think this would be awesome. And I know you can sign up a customer today with it. it was so much work, but it was worth it, you know? And a lot of the times, and this is another really good thing, I posted about this today if you saw it, but a lot of the times, you know, we have all these ideas and these thoughts in our heads that'll pop up, and we're like, man, like I should do that because that could potentially help me get more customers or help my team grow more. You know, you have those thoughts like, oh, I should really do that. But then you think, man, that's going to be a lot of work or a lot of time. And we kind of talk ourselves out of it. Make sure instead of saying like, that's going to be a lot of work or a lot of time, you realize that you're just not prioritizing. I posted about it earlier, talking about how, you know, instead of saying, I don't have time, try saying it's not a priority. And it changes exactly how you feel about whatever it is. And so, like, I knew, you know, just like the little things that you think of, like my husband, I remember he gave me this advice like a year ago, and I was like, oh, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm so busy. There's no way. And then I remember seeing this quote, and I was like, crap, like I'm not prioritizing. And so I wanted to mention that because I think it's something that's really big. And then besides that constant communication, do little contests if you can. So like one thing that you could do with your loyal customers that are already in the system, because obviously we don't bribe people to sign up, but somebody that is already a customer, reach out to them and say, hey, do you know anyone, kind of with the referral thing, hey, do you know anyone that would be interested in trying a 90-day weight loss challenge with me? If you know of anyone that ends up signing up with me as a customer, I'll give you a free wrap or a free facial or something. You know, give them a little bit of an incentive to help you out. And that's something that's been really big. Or even little contests within your team. You know, I said the daily volume one you could do. The prizes don't have to be anything big. You could just say, hey, anyone that signs up a customer today is entered to win this It Works pen. This one's a cool one though, because it's got a highlighter too, but anything. Or specifically, like one of the things that I did, and I think this was awesome, this is a really good way, especially if you know, you're checking off a lot of these people and you're like, okay, this girl's good to go. She's got her 400, but I've still got like 5 people that just need a little bit more. Stick them all in a group message together and say, hey girls, like I'm going to do a super flash contest with you guys. The first one of you girls to sign up a customer, I'm going to match you and put my next customer under you. And that's going to be something that they're going to be like, oh, that's going to be so awesome, you know? Or I do that a lot with distributors as I'm pushing for specific volume promotions with those people. Is I'm like, okay, the first person to sign up a distributor in the next 22 hours, so then I still have time to place them. I was like, the first person to sign up somebody in the next 22 hours, I'm going to place this distributor under you, and then you're going to place those customers under that distributor. So that one works really well when you're wanting your fast start bonus and then you need some volume under those specific people. So, but that's something that's been really big, is doing little simple contests for people specifically where you need them. And they can even be super simple, like, hey, if you sign up a customer today for $50 or more, I will give you a $5 Starbucks e-card. Simple, right? But hey, if you're working for your Emerald $5,000 bonus, isn't it so worth it to buy somebody a Starbucks drink? Heck yeah, right? And then like my last, like the very last thing I wanted to kind of mention for sure is that you've got to be willing to push yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. You will not promote on accident. If I was waiting for my team to push me to ambassador, I would not be ambassador yet. So at the end of the day, even though you told Sally or Ruby, hey, you work on this girl and get her to 400 and I'll work on your executive, you are still responsible for everything on that chart. So it's your responsibility, but know that with these tips and with communicating with these people, you can work together and make it happen. And it's going to be awesome. Just a crazy momentum of working together is so much fun. All right, let me make sure I kind of answered all the questions. So I talked about how to sign customers. When it comes to Instagram, do you add new friends to your page? Yes. So, I mean, think about this. If you're messaging, like, if you're messaging 100 people a day for a week, that's 700 people. What if you don't have 700 people? You've got to keep adding people so you got more and more people to message. Another really good tip, because I have my girl that's pushing for Emerald this month, she was like, Jocelyn, I ran out of people. Like, I don't have anyone else to message on Instagram. Like, what am I supposed to do? And so what she's been doing is she's now been going back to those people and saying, hey, would you be willing to do a post for me? Same thing as the host a post, but it's on Instagram, right? And so, but the only difference with Instagram is she has to give them an actual picture to post with it, and then have them tag you in the caption of the photo and in the actual photo. And then on your Instagram profile, I should be able to pull this up. On your Instagram profile, when you're like on your home screen, there's like the button down here where you can see all the photos that people have tagged you in. You can then like go through and see the people that are hosting posts for you on Instagram to be able to respond to those comments. And my girls literally signed up like 3 customers in a day from Instagram hosting posts. You don't even think about it on Instagram, but it works the same way. So, but yeah, super important tip is to make sure that you are consistently, taking the time to add new people every single day on both Facebook and Instagram, because the people that you add this month are the people that sign up next month. So if you didn't add anybody last month, you gotta pick up the slack a little bit, right? You've got to add twice as many people so you can make it happen. I don't remember where I heard that, but it's always been so true that the more I focus on like adding new people one month, the next month I have so many more potentials that are signing. And then same thing with consistently messaging people. I was very consistent messaging people all last month. So this month it's been so much easier for me to sign up as many customers as I have, because I had so many potentials that were just right on the fence that I was able to say, okay, let's do it, and they signed. So does anyone have any other questions? Hopefully I feel like I was pretty thorough, but hopefully these tips are like good that you can take in. But literally, I mean, it's making it happen. One of my very favorite personal development things to do right now is listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you guys ever listen to him. FYI, he swears like a sailor. So don't watch it around with kids, but he is so like inspirational to me, because he is so like, he's just gonna smack you in the face. If you just look up Gary V, like VEE, that's like his social media name, but his actual last name is Vaynerchuk. He's like a multimillionaire, but he's working towards being a multi-billionaire so he can buy the jets. And he's super big about talking about the hustle and the grit. And so one of the biggest things, like one of my favorite videos from him is he is just talking about like, you can watch as many trainings as you want. You can go to as many seminars as you want. You can read as many books as you want. But guess what? At the end of the day, you've got to do the work. And if you don't do the work, you're not going to get where you want to be. And well, he throws in a few swear words in there, but super good. Like I love listening to him, and just a fun fact for those of you that have spouses that are kind of involved in the business but maybe don't like personal development. My husband loves Gary Vee. Like he's funny and entertaining to the point that like you want to just listen to him because he's hilarious. And so he swears a lot though, FYI. So just put that filter on. But anyways, okay. What does your day usually look like? Great question, but guess what? It changes so much. You know, when I first got started, I was going to school full-time, taking 20 or more credits a semester. I was a full-time nanny to 2 families that each had 6 children. each had 6 children. Yeah, didn't. I was like the driver, drove them all of their stuff. And then I was a nanny also to a newborn. And her mom was a professor. And so the days that her mom wasn't teaching at the college, I had to take my classes. So I was full-time watching kids Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then so many school hours Tuesday, Thursday. It was terrible. And at the same time, that's when I was promoting to Diamond, right? So busy. Plus, I was still active in church and still dating. It was bad, but obviously my schedule looks a little differently then. And the biggest thing that I really want to mention is that there's not anything specific that I can tell you that you need to do every single day that's going to make you successful. But what you've got to do is figure out for yourself your minimum. I learned this from Joel and Stephanie Dunn, and it really stuck with me. So, you know, whatever your goals are, especially as you're pushing for this promotion, however many volume you need each day, let's say it's 200 in volume. You've got to look at your day and like how you're helping your team and everything. And after that first day, if you don't hit that 250 goal that you needed, you have to look at the end of the day and say, okay, I did not reach my goal today. I have to do more than I did today. So what can I do tomorrow to make that happen? And it's by increasing the minimum work that you're doing. You know, maybe your goal is only to message 50 people that day, or maybe you didn't even message anyone new. Maybe, you know, you've got to look at like the actual work that you're doing. And that's what, you know, you've got to increase. How many times did you post or add new people, or how many people did you message? At the end of the day, we get paid to do 2 things, and the 2 things that are going to get you that promotion, well, kind of 3, but we're going to say 2, is signing up customers, signing up distributors, and then the third one that's kind of is helping your team sign up customers and distributors. But anyways, those are the things that you've got to do to reach your goals, right? And so if you're not, the one thing that's going to make those 3 things happen is talking to people. So at the end of the day, if you're not reaching your goals, you're not talking to enough people. And that's what you've got to focus on. So my day obviously looks a little bit different now, since I don't go to school full time and I don't have 3 full-time nanny jobs. So it's different now that I'm an ambassador. And that's the amazing part about this business, is I still work and hustle like crazy. I mean, I've signed up a customer and 2 distributors today. I'm working hard, but I'm doing it on my own time. You know, like I was in a bathrobe all day until an hour ago, which is embarrassing to admit. But I mean, eventually it'll get to that point where you do have that freedom of time. But literally just focus on, did I reach my goal today? If not, increase your minimum of how many people you're talking to the next day, and so forth. And you can do it on a monthly basis. And well, you don't want to like wait till the end of the month before you're like, I didn't get it. You want to do like, you know, every day or every week. If your goal is to sign up 4 customers every week, at the end of the week, if you didn't sign 4, then you know you're not doing enough, or you got to change things. Anything you would have changed going back in time? You know, no. I mean, I love this question, because you're always like, man, like there's so many different things that I could have done differently, or should I have done them differently? But no matter what happens, you're going to go through the experiences that you go through for a reason. I 100% believe that, you know, and I know that because of the experiences and the things that you go through and grow through, you're going to be able to help and inspire so many different people because of those things. And I was going to mention one other thing with that. It was really good. Dang it. Hopefully I'll think of whatever it was. Do you post the same thing on Instagram and Facebook? Yes. Some people say that you're supposed to post different because they're different platforms, but I mean, on Instagram I'll post it with a picture, but on Facebook I won't, or whatever. Sometimes I forget to post on Facebook, so then I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't posted since Tuesday? So that happens too. But I mean, at the end of the day, posting does not bring you as many customers and distributors as actually going and talking to people. I mean, obviously the goal with posting is people would come to you, but I'm not waiting for people to come to me for me to make more money, right? We're going to reach out to people and talk to them on our own terms. Okay, let me try to think of what that one last thing was, because it was really good. Anything you would have changed going back in time? You know, I think, and this is something Gary Vee, if you look him up, his biggest thing is about leaving the right legacy. And I love that, because that's totally what we talk about in It Works, right? He just says it with a few more curse words. And he talks about how, you know, if you really want to make a difference, and he always, like, when he wants people to get inspired to like work hard, he always tells them, go volunteer and spend a day at a nursing home. And obviously don't do it at the end of the month, do it in the beginning of the month. But go spend a day and volunteer at the nursing home and talk to like 5 to 10 people and just ask them about their life and if they have any regrets. And he says, you know, nothing makes me more motivated and more fueled and more inspired as talking to these old people that didn't go after what they truly wanted and didn't put in the work. And so if there was anything that I feel like I would have changed going back in time, it's always the first day of the month where I'm like, man, I wish I would have just worked harder last month. Don't let that be you. That's totally going to be me in a few years. So
I try not to flash everybody. He hates his clothes. Any other questions, you guys? We'll give it like just a second, then let you go. This has been great, though. I'm like sitting here taking notes at the same time. I'm gonna have to rewatch.
that's good.
And then I'll get the little script thingy from you in the private message.
Oh, well, while we're waiting for questions, maybe I'll start on that so I don't forget, because I will.
Let's see.
Okay, the first one that I said I was going to send you, was the cleanse one for the hosting the post.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, I put it in my private chat.
Oh.
All right, so I sent you the one that the lady said she's been doing awesome with signing up customers. She signed up, just as an example, the one I just sent you, she signed up 20 customers this month from it. So I'm like, okay, it works.
Dang.
And then the second one is really long, but it's literally like my copy and paste message for signing up customers on Instagram.
Perfect. Sorry for the background noise. I live kind of close to an airport.
No worries.
All right. I think we're good. I know they're a little shy, but I love the tips. They're great. You know, like it really just, you just got to go out there and talk to more people. Like it really boils down to that.
At the end of the day, that's what it is.
So I'm excited. It's going to be a great month for the team. And I seriously, thank you so much. For those that don't know, the year in, like Jocelyn sent me this private message, like cheering me on to go diamond, and it totally worked. Like, I'm like, okay, I could do this. And it seemed so far away. I think I had a week to go and just push, and I made it. So I'll never forget. It was like near and dear to my heart. And now this month it's going to be triple diamond, which is crazy.
So exciting.
But it'll be an exciting month, and we just really, really appreciate you coming on because we love you. So thank you for taking time out of your day. It really does mean a lot for us.
Yeah, no problem at all. I love being able to.
Yeah. And everyone's saying thank you on the side.
Thank you, Jocelyn. We love you.
Okay, have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.